Dear colleagues, glad to see you at the learning seminar on the module Making Up and Asking Complex Questions to get information about the given topic and its assessment. Understanding the 4 types of questions in English is essential for effective communication, whether you are a native speaker or learning English as a second language. These question types are general or yes/no questions, WH questions, choice questions, and disjunctive or tag questions. Each type serves a different purpose and requires a specific structure to answer correctly. First, we will talk about general or yes/no questions. They are straightforward and can be answered with a simple yes or no. These questions usually pertain to the entire sentence rather than a specific element within it. So here are some examples. Do you like this country? Does Jane know about your new job? When asking these questions, it is important to use a rising intonation at the end of the sentence. The answers can be short or longer depending on the verb used. So for instance, yes, I do. No, I don't like this country. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. Remember this formula. Answer the question in the same way it was asked. If the question starts with the form of the verb to be, respond accordingly. Am I right? Yes, you are. No, you aren't. The same rule applies to the questions with auxiliary verbs. Do, does, did, will, have, has. Did she clean the room? Yes, she did. No, she didn't. There might occur some common mistakes using incorrect verb forms. You should ensure the verb form matches the subject. Incorrect intonation. Rising intonation is crucial for yes/no questions. Mixing up auxiliary verbs. Make sure to use the correct auxiliary verb for the tense and subject. Here are some tips for you. Practice forming yes/no questions with different tenses and subjects. Pay attention to the intonation when listening to native speakers. We move on to special or WH questions. They use specific words to ask for detailed information. These words include who, what, where, when, why, how, and how many. There are some examples. Where is he from? When did you come here? You should remember, when the question concerns the subject, who, what, no auxiliary verb is needed. Instead, the subject is replaced with the question word. For example, we go to the cinema. Who goes to the cinema? The glass is on the table. What is on the table? In these cases, the third person singular form of the verb should be used after the question words who and what. These questions are designed to elicit specific information, making the answers more detailed. There are some additional examples. What time does the meeting start? Why are you late? There might also be some common mistakes on these form of questions. Omitting the auxiliary verb when needed. You should ensure the structure is correct. Or misplacing the question word. The question word should come at the beginning of the sentence. Using incorrect verb forms. You should pay attention to the subject-verb agreement. Here are some tips that you can improve. Practice forming WH questions with different WH words. Listen to conversations to understand how native speakers form and use WH questions. And we head to the third type of the questions, choice questions. They offer multiple options for an answer and often appear in the form of multiple choice questions. They consist of two parts connected by the conjunction or. For example, does she like ice cream or sweets? She likes ice cream. When the question focuses on the subject, the auxiliary verb comes before the second option, resulting in a short answer. Does she make it or do you? She does. There also might be some common mistakes, not clearly separating the options. Ensure the choices are distinct and clear. Using the word conjunction, always use or to connect the options. Incorrect intonation. Each option should have a slight rising intonation with the fall at the end of the question. Here are some tips that you can use to practice. Practice forming choice questions with different topics. Observe how native speakers present options in conversations. And the last type of the questions, disjunctive or tag questions. They combine a positive statement with a negative tag, or vice versa, to seek confirmation. The expected answer depends on the statement's polarity. For example, she sent him an invitation, didn't she? Yes, she did. An exception occurs with the pronoun I, where the tag is aren't I. For example, I'm going with you, aren't I? Yes, you are. Tag questions are mainly used in conversational speech to confirm or clarify information when there is some doubt. They help in making sure that the speaker's understanding aligns with the listener's response. There are some common mistakes. Using the wrong tag. You should ensure the tag matches the statement's polarity. Incorrect structure. The statement and tag should be separated by a comma. Misusing aren't I. Remember, the special case when the pronoun I is used. Here are some tips. Practice forming tag questions with different statements. Listen to native speakers using tag questions to understand their intonation and usage. Now we move on to the final thoughts. Mastering the different types of questions in English is crucial for effective communication. Each type has its nuances and specific usages that can help you express yourself clearly and ask the right questions in various situations. For those learning English as a second language, practicing these question types can significantly enhance your communication skills. By understanding and using these question types correctly, you'll be better prepared to engage in conversations, seek information, and respond appropriately in different contexts. I hope you are ready to do the following practical tasks. Good luck!